Hi guys, it's Scissors. Again, this is like the third video I've made in a row, so yeah. But I thought I'd make a video about something that's non-witchy, but is something that I do all the time and I think it's totally awesome, and that is dolling. In fact, I'm going to make this as a response video to Blue's dolling video, just because that way the link will be down there and you guys can go watch it. Because my sister Blue is awesome. I love Blue. Actually, I do love Blue. But Blue's awesome. She's my dolling sister, and I consider my sister in real life too because we're just that close. Yeah, but anyways, back to actual dolling. A lot of you may wonder what dolling is. It's a form of pixel art where you take what is called a base, and that is pretty much just the basic form of what is usually a human. And I'll have the link to my dolling site on the side, and if it's that way, I'm sorry, but like I don't think this camera is backwards, so it's that way. In the description there will be a link to my website, which if you want me to say it, then it's www.freewebs.com/theworldofscissors, TheWorldofScissors. That's where I post all my dolls and my bases. But so anyways, I'm getting off topic. So you take a base and you copy and paste it into either MS Paint or one of the more advanced programs that people use where they can like tool shade it, which is like smudging so that the shading looks more realistic. I am a pixel shader, which means I do everything with a pencil tool or paint tool on MS Paint, and I do it dot by dot. And so yeah, that's the more difficult way to do it, I think, because I have tool shaded before. I never post those dolls because they always turn out looking really stupid to me. And plus, yeah, I think it's more difficult to do it and to pull it off if you do it pixel by pixel, but I think they look better overall unless you're like that girl from DHF. I mean, holy spork. But yeah. So yeah. That's how I do my computer art. I just draw it. What you do is you draw in the hair and you draw in the clothes and shoes and makeup and all that kind of stuff. And you can edit the base and yeah. And so I've been dolling for almost 3 years, like maybe 2.5 years, because I've been dolling not as long as Blue, but I think I started dolling like 6 months after Blue did, and she's the one who taught me how to, and I totally love you for that. Like, yeah, that like saved my life. I love dolling so much. So yeah. And dolling, I mean, I've tried to get a couple other people to do it, and like my boyfriend, I've tried to convince him to try it, but it's such a different way of thinking than doing regular painting. I mean, painting, you smudge and the brush strokes are what play a part in your painting and all that. And in shading, like in real life, it's looking at the shadows and just doing it, but in dolling, it's all about shapes. Excuse me. Like, if you look at the way I doll, more recently and not before, my old dolls, I don't even want to think about them, but my newer ones, it's all shapes. Like if you were to see, there's like a squiggly line that is the highlight on my hair, that would be a shape. And then there's a shape underneath it, and there's a few lines, those are shapes, and they're connected. It's like a zigzag, and that's a shape. Everything is made up of shapes. If you can see, there's like little triangles. Those are shapes that make the folds in my clothing that, yeah. So, and that's pretty much what dolling is, and that's how I do it. And then I enter my dolls in contests, or a lot of them I do, because the contests, they give me a lot of inspiration. Usually if I'm making a doll, it'll just be boring. It'll be me, or it'll be my other scissors, which is, like, if you go on my website, a lot of the dolls that I will say are me are the ones with the silver hair, and that is my scissors design, and that's what I identified myself as before I came out on YouTube and started posting videos of myself. But now I don't care. But yeah. So yeah, other things in dolling, just because I know a lot of people who I talk to don't know a lot of the buzzwords, I'm going to tell you what those are. Frankendolling, or Frankenbasing, is like making a Frankenstein of dolls. It's where, like, you take doll A, you take doll B, they both look cool, but you want to make a hybrid of them. So like, you take the head from doll A, the pants from doll B, and put them on a new base, and take a shirt from doll C and put it on there. That is illegal. In the dolling world, that's illegal. Unless someone says that you can Frankendoll their bases, that's a huge no-no. That's, especially if you're taking bits and pieces of different people's dolls. Like, if you were to take one of my dolls, and one of Pootsky's dolls, and one of Blue's dolls, and you were to take different pieces of those and put them together, no. That's called stealing. And that's bad. So that's what Frankendolling is, and same with Frankenbasing. Like, you would take the torso from one base, and the legs from another base, and the head from another base. No, does not work. That's stealing, and that's breaching the copyright that those people have on their work. So yeah. I'm trying to think of what else there is. One thing that really I can't think of any other buzzwords, but one thing that really bugs me, really irks me, is photographic elements in dolls. That's when, like, the hair will be a photograph of someone's hair that they cut out of the photo and pasted onto the doll. I don't consider that dolling. I consider that cut and paste. It doesn't even look good. And I've noticed a lot of people doing it, or a couple people at least. Irks the crap out of me, because honestly it would look better if you were to just pixel the hair yourself. Other thing that irks me is tracing bases. People have this huge problem with tracing bases. Okay, there's a difference between tracing from a photograph that you took of yourself or of one of your friends, and you have permission from those people to trace a base off of something that you took. You can trace off of your own art, and it's completely fine. I trace a lot of my bases off of pictures that I've taken of myself. But what people are doing now, and I don't want to get blamed for this, I'm just stating my own opinion, man, is people will take clips of anime, or famous art pieces, or not famous art pieces, but cute things, and they will trace that picture, and they will post that as their original base. And that is breaching someone's copyright that they have on that art piece, and that is technically illegal. I mean, it just irritates me to no end. There are some people who, like, I know Char has, I think she has permission from an artist to do bases off of his work. Cool, if you have permission, go for it. But if you're going to steal, and especially if we're going to put the hair and the clothes and all the line art in your base, what is anyone going to do with that? Especially if you include the shading. These things just, it doesn't make sense to me. If you're gonna make a base, you want people to be able to use it. Therefore, you make it as versatile as possible. You don't include the hair, you don't include the clothes. You can include shading on the base, which would be a huge help to a lot of people, but seriously. Okay. So I gotta go. I don't want to get flamed for this, because this is just my own personal opinion, and I love you all, even if you hate me. Okay? Alright, mucha love and blessed be.